What's going on, guys? Flyby Simulations here, and today we have some exciting new information about DC Designs' Concorde that's going to be coming out for Microsoft Flight Simulator very soon. Now, this information comes from their Facebook post. They've been quiet for relatively long before the development of their aircraft. However, now we've been getting very regular updates from the developer, which means that we're probably getting very close to the release date of the aircraft as well. Today we have some fantastic new preview images. We have information concerning the release of the aircraft, which includes the price, yes. Now, it's rare to see pricing information revealed this far in advance of a release by any developer. Most developers keep their pricing close to the chest, but DC Designs has stepped out to confirm the pricing for the Concorde, which is very exciting information. Now, if you guys know anything about, basic economics, you know that price acts as a signaling indicator. It shows the relative quality of the aircraft we can come to expect. It shows how many competitors are in the market, so price is a very important factor that we're going to be taking a look at in today's video. Apart from this, there's also some notes from the developers about internal modeling happening on the aircraft and a bunch of new preview images, as I said, that we're going to be dissecting in detail, so stay tuned for that. Now, to update you guys and come up with these videos and compile these videos, it takes a little bit of time, so if you guys could find it in you to just take 1 second to go ahead and like this video real quick, that would be a great help to a small channel like mine. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell icon so you guys get notified every time I upload one of these videos in order to stay up to date with everything Microsoft Flight Simulator. Finally, just as a last note, I also have a Discord server linked down in the description section of the video that you guys can join to intimately get involved with the ongoings of the channel and have a safe space to chat about anything that is aerospace and aviation. So that's all the self-promotion I'll be doing today. Let's finally go ahead and dissect the announcement made by DC Designs on their official Facebook page. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so to start things off, the announcement went on to say that there has been huge work performed by the developers, specifically a developer named codename Jack, who has created Concorde's immense fuel network system in Microsoft Flight Simulator to include all 13 tanks, 160 connecting fuel lines, 38 pumps, and 34 valves. Every last one of them is connected to the relevant switches on the engineer's panel, rendering the system fully operational in the sim. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the inner geek inside me loves the level of detail that these developers often put into these aircraft, and looking at the fuel system itself, it boggles my mind as to how much effort that must have taken, and it also makes me curious as to how many other systems inside the aircraft, such as the electrical system or the pneumatic system, that has been given the same attention to detail that the fuel system has been given. So exciting times ahead. Now, the developer further went on to say that work is now progressing on Concorde's equally vast electrical and hydraulic systems. So as I mentioned, they're also putting the same amount of detail into those systems, and this is being done so both those aforementioned systems can also be connected to the relevant animations, further increasing the realism possible with this aircraft. Now, while codename Jack was working on all of those system-specific modeling, another developer was largely working on the interior of the aircraft last week. The developer went on to say that they have built and textured much of the forward passenger cabin, the entrance area, the forward galley, and the tunnel that leads to the cockpit. Now, there remains much to do, so it's still very much work in progress, but there have been many requests for an interior that the user can walk through. So it was thought that it was time to share some proper images of the work done so far. And as you guys can see from the preview images in the background, there's tons of marble usage, even specific wine bottles have been placed in the right areas. Some of the signages and placards placed everywhere also look very realistic, and overall, the entire experience of being on a Concorde has been created with as much authenticity as possible. And also keep in mind that all of this is work in progress, which means it's only going to get better with time, which is very exciting to see. Now, the developer did say that there will be a few features, including working flight deck and restroom doors, handles, things like that, but as this is not a passenger cabin simulator, they're not intending to go into absolute detail, so just a good rendition of Concorde's interior to make users feel at home. Now, again, we'll take everything we can get. Most of these high fidelity developers only focus on the cockpit of the aircraft and sometimes some of the external animations, so a developer that is putting in the effort to go inside some of the cabin and to recreate the experience that was riding in a Concorde, going Mach 1.6 or something like that, even if they're trying to replicate 10 or 20% of that experience for launch date, that is something that I would take any day of the week. So fantastic news. Now, next week, work will continue on finishing the interior and also connecting up all those electrical and hydraulic systems on the flight deck that I previously spoke about. There is still some custom coding to be done, a few instruments remain to be animated on some of the panels, and the interior lighting needs to be added before Concorde will be ready for final testing. while that testing is underway, they will also work on improving the exterior model and textures while writing the manual of the aircraft. So that's great news. If you guys don't know, my channel was built on the Aircraft Dissected series, so having an official manual to work with means that I can create some detailed tutorials for you guys as and when the aircraft launches. Now, coming to what you guys have been waiting for most, the pricing for the Concorde. Now, again, I was very astonished to see this on their Facebook page, but to not keep you guys waiting any longer, the cost of the aircraft will be £27.99, which comes to around about $40 or around about 35 euros, and other worldwide equivalents based on where you purchase the aircraft from. Now, personally, I really do feel that these are very reasonable prices for the amount of detail you're getting. Now, obviously, we don't know much. Nobody has access to the aircraft yet, so we don't know how it flies. We don't know how it's done, but they have produced this aircraft for Prepared 3D in the past, which means that they have some history, they have some reputation that we're working with when we're making assumptions about the quality of the product. But £28 or $40 is really not that much for the type of product we're getting, as well as the level of detail we're getting both inside and outside the flight deck of the aircraft. So that's fantastic. Now, they also went on to say that if you're already a DCD Concorde owner in Prepared 3D and want to upgrade to Microsoft Flight Simulator, there will be an upgrade discount. So the price will be less at £23.99 as against £27.99, which comes to about $36 or around about 30 euros. So it's around 5 euros or $5 less based on what currency you're converting there. On a final note, they also went on to say that there have been some concerns lately about complex airliners in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, there have. I mean, I see this in comment sections of my videos all the time, which basically boils down to the fact that for one reason or another, they've been held back from a console release due to functionality problems. This is fantastic news, ladies and gentlemen. Concorde is entirely internally coded without the use of WASM gauges, so there should be no issues with its functionality on the console, which means it's great news for those Xbox users out there. This is probably going to be the first proper airliner releasing for the simulator, which is fantastic. I've been seeing a lot of comments personally on my videos asking me, hey, is there any airliner coming for the console? Are they even catering to us as a market, or are we just a facade just to expand the consumer market? It's clear to see that, you know, DC Designs is caring about the console users, and the more users there are, the better profits that are generated for them, the better reward they get for working on all of this, as well as a larger portion of the community can actually access this aircraft. So that's fantastic, and they finally went on to say that's it for this week and happy Friday. So fantastic news all around. I'm glad to see that DC Designs is updating us as regularly as they are, and now all that remains is the actual release date of the aircraft. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel already, I highly recommend doing so, as well as hitting that notification icon so you guys get alerted with a video as and when the release date of the aircraft officially drops. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this update video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I don't want to keep beating around the same haystack. We have some fantastic news today. I want to keep you guys updated with all the news, but in return, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and also hitting that bell icon so you guys get notified every time I upload a video. Also, make sure to join my Discord server. It is now up to around 30 members, which is great. I just started it around 2 weeks ago, so that's some fantastic growth I'm seeing there. It's a great way for you guys to actually get involved, talk to some of the members of the Flyby Simulations community, get to know each other, and also share some amazing insights that you might have from your own simulators as well. So all around, a lot of community building happening and some beautiful new horizons we have to look forward to for Microsoft Flight Simulator ahead in 2022. With that all said, thanks for flying by.